the U.S. cheating is such a big scandal. Trump calls up the president. FIFA reviewed it and suspended the ban. Mitch McConnell is brain dead. He done cheated and we lost anyway. Welcome everybody to an episode of Pixel Politics. I'm your host, Dougie. This episode 68 of season 3. And tonight's episode, at least the first two topics, will center around the latest FIFA call spurred on by Trump himself, or maybe not, I don't know. Big old international controversy going on. And then we will follow up with some rumors that Mitch McConnell is brain dead. We know that he officially had a heart attack or a stroke. We're going to look into it. And then we'll follow up with some classic world news. So, without further ado, we will begin. I have the FIFA game playing on another screen just off to my side here. It is going on live. It is the US versus Belgium game, the big controversial one. And if you didn't know, because I didn't really know until a few hours ago, this is the recap. I'll give you the short form, and then I'll give you the long form. But basically, one of the American players got red carded for slamming into, I believe it was a Bosnian player, Bosnia and Herzegovina, and allegedly Trump gave him a call, the president of FIFA, and said, "Hey, can you guys take a look at that again?" And allegedly they did, and they allowed the player to play in the game that's currently going on here on Monday night, the 6th, which of course pissed a lot of people off. So we're going to talk about that for a little bit, and then we'll get into some of the news. Which, to be honest with you, this topic, the last episode was insanely rough, and this is a little more lighter and pleasant to talk about. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, all right, let's get into it. So, in the U.S.'s round of 32 win over Bosnia and Herzegovina, Balogun got a controversial red card for what looked like an accidental collision stop while challenging for the ball. Many, including analysts, even Zlatan, I'm not reading all that, called it a harsh or wrong call. As far as I know, I listen, I'm not crazy into soccer. I've been watching some of the games. I'm not super into it. Just in general, I don't really, understand the rules outside the basics. But from what I've seen, most people kind of agree it was a bad call. I don't. Hopefully, I'm in the right here in saying that, but most people seem to agree it was not a good call. I actually have the play here. Donald Trump posted the video of it, so I'll watch it again when as far as it comes to knowledge about soccer here. I'm novice, okay, beginner, intro, very new, but we'll watch the play. So this is it. And this is obviously the American player. You can see oh, God, he really fucking digs into that guy's ankle, that's for sure. And it looks rough. However, I'm going to, please, soccer guys, feel free to explain everything in the comments. Feel free, please. Go ahead. Just don't eat me alive, okay? Just don't eat me alive. I'm just doing it from a humble viewer point of view, okay? And from what I understand. From what I understand, as long as they go for the ball, it's okay. From what I'm watching, I mean, he's kind of going for the ball at least. He might not have been. I don't know, bro. Let's see. He's looking at the ball at minimum. The other guy's kind of getting in his way. Again, I'm no expert. That's for sure. But yeah, he stomps out the player, gets the red card, and yeah, yeah. You guys will have to let me know what you think. You'll probably know more than me, to be honest. It looks clean enough. I've seen worse, and no punishment fly. Anyways, and obviously I'm a little biased. I'm not scared to admit it. I am a little biased. I want America to win. Okay. But anyways, so that happened, and it means, I just learned this, it's an automatic 1 game ban, so he would be missing tonight's game, in which he's currently playing. Trump calls up the president. FIFA reviewed it and suspended the ban. A rare move, clearing Balogun to play versus Belgium. Infantino later said the call with Trump didn't influence it, though he acknowledged taking the call as he does with many leaders. Balogun started and played in the Belgium match. Belgian Federation challenged his eligibility right up to the kickoff, calling it unfair, but FIFA rejected the appeal. So, anyways, yes, and that kicked off all the drama. You can see people are extremely pissed. The most corrupt FIFA World Cup. Fined Florian Balogun 40,000 along with overturned red card suspension. I don't know what that's about. Red cards are not overturned by political phone calls. They are overturned by rules, evidence, and independent bodies. If a U.S. player intervenes with the FIFA president and a player is suddenly cleared for the knockout match, the question is unavoidable. I'll tell you what, even as an American, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. So apparently this has been done only once before. Has this ever happened before? A long time ago, in the 1960s, I believe. It's the only other time. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look good. At minimum, it just doesn't look good. Let's see. Main historical president is Garrincha in 1962. Closest and most frequently cited example is Brazil legend Garrincha. During the 1962 World Cup, he was sent off late in Brazil's semifinal win over Chile for retaliating against the defender. Under the rules of the time, this should have been ruled him out of the final against Czechoslovakia. FIFA reviewed the case and decided not to impose suspension, clearing him to play. Brazil won the final, and Garrincha was a star performer. That's pretty rough. Someone explained it to me well enough in the sense that even if Trump just said, "Hey, you know, just look into it," or "I don't think it's fair." Trump's a pretty vocal guy. I feel like everybody knows this. He's gonna say some shit pretty much no matter what. And obviously, it's gonna be awkward for the president of FIFA to say no or yes to the president, pretty much no matter what. So the call in itself is, of course, naturally intimidating. It's naturally intimidating, no matter what the context is. He could have just called him and said, "Hey, I just want to know why." Could have just been that. Could have just been that. And of course, that is still intimidating. And the question, I guess, is should presidents be even making those calls in the first place? World leaders be making those calls in the first place? I see a lot of people say no. The president did say, the president of FIFA and the president of the United States did say that these calls happen actually quite a bit. He takes them all the time. I would say the president of the United States probably carries slightly more weight. But people are rightfully pissed no matter what. I don't see how they wouldn't be. You can see a lot of people are quite angry about it. This will be the biggest story in a potential scandal of the World Cup. That's Piers Morgan. I mean, we have senators talking about it. We have MPs talking about it. Infantino must go. No matter where it's held, the World Cup belongs to fans, not gangsters like Trump. Oh, I love it. I love it. Like I said, this is much more fluff. This is fluffier than what we covered last episode. So a little bit of sports drama is pleasant to experience. Hey, look, I'm biased. I'm not gonna lie. I want America to win. This is the red card Donald Trump had overturned. The White House called Gianni Infantino at FIFA and had it overturned. Corruption doesn't even hide anymore. Here's another.
Checked VAR.
Let's see. It's like another perspective of it. I mean, I don't know. Maybe
this dangerous challenge.
What is going on? If I. Phew. I mean, it's a rough stomp. I wouldn't want to be the player who got his ankle stomped into the fucking ground, that's for sure. Again, I'm not gonna lie. I want to hear your guys' perspective on this one because I don't know. I really don't know. I've only watched a few minutes of some of these games, and I'm not a crazy big soccer fan in the first place. So I can see why people are quite angry about it. I'd be angry if it happened on the other end. Pierce Morgan is clearly quite unhappy. Imagine if another government world leader did this to disadvantage the USA. I love it. I love it. Get mad. You'd be so mad. This is probably the biggest scandal in World Cup history. This person who mostly does Twitch like drama posted Howard Lutnick, the USA, who I hate Howard, worked back channels with FIFA in an effort to get the US striker fully in red card overturned. That's so funny. That is so funny. I've never seen anything like it. I saw the play. That wasn't a foul.
So I saw the play, and I'm a person that loves sports and was a good athlete, and I understand sports really well. Really well.
This guy, I love. He just knows everything.
That wasn't even an infraction. That was two guys running full speed that happened to crash into each other. You can't take your foot and properly place it on somebody else's foot when you're going, no, these were two great athletes that got tangled up, and this referee, who is a little bit suspect. If you check his past. I don't want to say that because I don't like to create controversy, but very suspect. If you'd like,
he would know. He would know.
Provide you with the past. He made a call that nobody.
I'm not going to lie, guys. I watched the France versus Paraguay game. Dude, I can't with the people flopping. Okay, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I mean, people get, a little wind, like, hands aren't even touching them, and they're just falling over, and then the referee just walks over and picks them up because they're fine. Other players that were like, they pick them up, they're fine. Watching grown men 3 times my size flop over on the ground because a blade of grass tickled their balls is like, I don't know. I don't know how some of you watch this shit seriously. Not gonna lie. But, again, I don't know. It's the sport. I get it. Professional floppers. It's a thing.
You could believe, even people on the other side, they say, oh, we got lucky. Wow, and it's very interesting. They say they don't show them in slow motion. And I never realized that. I never heard of that before. That they're not allowed to review in slow motion because it's so different. Because you'll take one little quarter of a second and you'll see that a hand is touching a neck or you'll see something. Whereas when you see it in fast motion, it will look like two guys collided, which is really what happened. They got sort of entangled. He didn't do anything wrong. And he's our best player or one of our best players. Is
that true, chat? Is that true? I honestly have watched less U.S. games than any of the other countries. So I have no idea. I don't know a single player's name on the American team. You guys will have to tell me if that's true.
A red card. I didn't know what that meant. I didn't think it meant much. Then I started hearing that means he can't play in the next game, at least in the next game. I said, boy, that's a big, if it happened to another player, it would have been unfair. But when they take your best player or just about, they have some great players, and they say you can't play, that's very unfair. That's, it's one thing to penalize somebody for the game. But how do you penalize them for a game that hasn't been played yet? It's very unfair. You can't do that. So, yes, I asked.
I'm sorry. Obviously, I've got a lot of footage of me hating on Trump, but dear God, the way he talks is just, it's so ridiculous. He's so fucking funny. He just tailors whatever his beliefs are to whatever benefits him the most. It doesn't matter what's going on. If it was the other way around, he'd be like, that was a great call. That was a really good call. Yeah, I think I like that. I like that in soccer. You can just kick the guy out of the next game.
For a review by FIFA, I spoke to a man who's highly respected, and by the way, whose level of respect has gone up tenfold. And he was good before this started, but, he really put...
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess I like that my president is that interested in the sport. He's willing to. Oh God, we're down 2 points. How much worse are we going to look if we lose after having this done? Not going to look very good. Not going to look very good. Come on, we can't lose. We can't have this happen and then lose. Dang, Candace is pissed. Candace Owens hates Trump. FIFA 2026 will be remembered for one thing. America cheated. Oh my god. How is this red card reversed? I mean, I've seen worse than this happen. You guys will have to let me know. Is red cards like for a one-off incident, or is it repeated? Because again, I didn't watch the game. Like, does this look as bad? Did he get injured? Is that why? Is it because, like, if it's correct, it looked like he was trying to, snap this guy's ankle in half? It's fair enough. Thank you, FIFA, for doing what was right and reversing a great injustice, President Donald J. Trump. I don't know, boys. I don't know. All I know is we're losing. I don't think we can lose while this happened. Come on now. Double embarrassment. UK member of Parliament has requested that FIFA overturn Jarrell Kwanzaa's red card. Everyone's just being cheeky now, of course. This is the president of FIFA, I've seen the public comments regarding the decision of the independent FIFA disciplinary committee related to the suspension of Valerian Balogun. And I would like to reiterate a fundamental principle of FIFA's governance. FIFA's judicial bodies are independent. They operate autonomously, apply the FIFA disciplinary code, and decide cases based on the applicable regulations and the specific facts before them. Their independence is essential to the credibility and integrity of football, and this must always be respected. Yes, I regularly discuss matters related to the FIFA World Cup with the President of the United States. And on this matter, I did receive a call, just as I received calls from heads of state, government officials, football stakeholders, and business executives from around the world on many different issues. During our conversation, I explained there was an ongoing legal process involving FIFA's independent judicial bodies, and that the case would be decided in due course by the competent bodies. This is how FIFA's system works, and it is a principle that I will always uphold. Yeah, I mean, if my experience digging through all kinds of files and backstories and lore on these politicians and these heads of states and these heads of government bodies, this guy's corrupt as hell. He probably got a fat ass paycheck. I'm an American. I'm an American. Oh my god. For that nasty foul. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, it does look rough, but it could have been a nothing burger. And these guys all just flop. They just flop. They all flop over everything. Every little bump, every little scratch, every little non-touch gust of wind is immediately a nuclear bomb that went off in their body and destroyed them and killed them. This kick destroyed my son. My son died from this kick. Red card. Like, come on. I watch a lot. I've watched a few of these games. Everyone's just flopping around all the time. It's hilarious. I mean, it's ridiculous. And that makes the sport extremely silly to watch, in my opinion. It's worse than the WWE. So again, I don't particularly care. However, if we lose here, it's not a good look. It is not a good look. I don't know how much time is left in the game. Let's check it out. It's 1-3. Oof. Ooh, that's ugly. Ooh, that's real ugly, guys. Damn. What's the time limit left? I don't know. I don't know how to check. It's not looking good, though. Don't like that. Hopefully the U.S. turns the shit around. Because if we lose after this, not a good look for us, boys. Not a good look. All right. Got that out of the way. Okay, I got it out of the way. Gonna turn to Mitch McConnell here. So, Mitch McConnell, who I fucking hate, by the way. I don't know why people vote for this guy. He famously is known for going up on stage to give a little speech and like have a stroke, basically. He's been having mini strokes for a while live on air. I'm sure I'll be able to pull some of them up. But he was hospitalized recently, and multiple reports are saying he's basically in a coma. He's brain dead. That his apparently his Chinese wife has fled back to China, so that's interesting. And they are keeping him on life support and not announcing that he's brain dead because if they do, there'll be a special election. They don't want that. They want time to be able to, sway people to vote for who they want. And apparently, Thomas Massey can run it in his place, and all kinds of political mumbo jumbo nonsense. But what I do know at a foundational level is that this guy has been having strokes on air over and over again. I'm just going to see if I can't find some of the times. So he was found unconscious in his home in D.C. High level source, everyone's kind of reporting this, is that he's brain dead and he's not coming back, and that they're trying to stall this news for a couple of weeks because they don't want the special election. A lot of people are reporting that he's brain dead. Again, kind of hard to tell. To be honest with you, I kind of ignore these like rumors because there's plenty of times that these rumors spread like wildfire, and unless it's a truly trusted source, I really don't believe this shit. There's just a ton. There's a ton of these rumors. So I mean, like this is him recently, him stumbling and falling. I mean, it's mostly just sad seeing these old people. There he goes. He just kind of collapses over. It's pretty common. Pretty common to see from him. He has episodes like this all the time, all the time. I mean, he's given a lot of political speeches where he just like has a stroke. Let me see. Here he is.
Bipartisan cooperation and a string of.
He's in the middle of talking, and he just stops speaking. This isn't a paused video. He was in the middle of talking, and if you're only listening, he just like he's gone. Like he's just looking up in the sky, like he's just fucking gone. And I want to mock him for being a bad senator, but mostly it's just sad. Like, what is he doing in office? Who keeps voting for this guy, man? I hate, as much as I hate senators, politicians, and heads of companies that are all evil. I hate the voters the most because you guys put these people here, or whoever's putting them there. Mostly old people. I know boomers unfortunately control or had most of the control over the voting about who gets put in place for quite a while, and that thank God that's recently changed. There's a whole slew of other issues that have come from the Gen Z people and millennials that have been brainwashed, but for the most part, people are not really voting old people in anymore. However, this guy got in again, even after having like 3 strokes live on air. And here's one right now. Here he is. He's gone. He's fucking gone. No, he's not okay. He's cooked. Gone. So, I mean, you probably can't hear this guy whispering, but his like handler walks up. And again, he just went silent mid-speech, and the handler is like, "Hey, do you want to say anything more? Do you want to go back to your room?" And Mitch is like, I'm done sitting. Yeah. And they just walk him out. And this is not the only time. He's not even walking in the right direction. Again, it's just sad. He's old. He's extremely old. What is he doing in office? Who voted for him? It's incredible. I'm just amazed sometimes that people keep voting for these extremely old people. There was one senator who like was missing apparently for months, and they found her in a hospice. She had lost her mind. She had dementia. Well, Senator Mitch McConnell was hospitalized after a cardiac arrest. His wife, Elaine Chao, flew to Beijing to meet with a top Chinese Communist Party official. Dude, I mean, come on, man. The Chao family has long, extensive business ties in China. Now more than ever, we need leaders whose loyalty is America first, not cozying up. I mean, I don't even know how you say that line, just because this is so stupid. Again, it's the people who vote for him There's one. I want to see if I can find it where basically he has his like stroke moment, and his handler, another handler, is just like, "You guys have to speak up. He can't hear all that well." It's like, bro, it has nothing to do with him being able to hear. He's having. I mean, she's trying to like save face, right? She's like, "You guys, you gotta speak up." She's just front running for him. It's insane. Let me see if I can find it here. I mean, here's him like holding hands because he's about to fall over. I mean, come on, guys. It's just this is elder abuse, is what it is. This is the same one.
bipartisan cooperation
Yeah, this is the same one.
and a string of
Let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, and now they're covering up his. Okay, I'm not scrolling. Twitter is such a fucking cesspool of disgustingness. And now they, are trying to pretend he's alive when he's brain dead so that there's not a special election. How much more corrupt can it get? And it's, of course, similar to Biden when he was stroking out on stage and losing his mind, and they were just pretending the guy was still alive. I mean, come on, man. Unbelievable. But again, old people vote for him. There's not a young person on this planet who voted for this guy. There's not one.
and a string of
He's just gone, dude. He's just gone. So we'll see what comes of that. That is a break. That's kind of breaking news, so it's still pretty new. Still waiting to see where it goes. Maybe nowhere. Maybe somewhere. Maybe Thomas Massey sneaks in there. I don't know. There's a lot of fun political news going on. Europe censoring the internet. New age verification blocks VPN bypass rules. Cash, if it's greater than 10K, is banned. Bitcoin needs ID over 1K. Privacy coins banned. MICA kills 90% of crypto firms. Passport for internet access. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of this. Um, so America's about to pass their kind of digital ID. If I have a full episode on it. I might do a sequel just because, I had talked with some people and kind of worked out some of the other parts in it. However, people kept calling it a digital ID bill. It really wasn't, and there's definitely a world where again, that bill is more focused on children than it was adults. It never said that people over 18 needed an ID. It is obviously one of the ways they could use to make sure you're allowed to access the adult content or the normal content. They say adult, and you would think like pornography, but it's not. It's not really what I mean by adult content. It basically any content that's not made for children, which is the excuse they use to silence people. Uh, so not necessarily will you need to show your ID. I don't even think that's what they'll run with. There are 100 other ways that they'll probably use to identify people, or at least people over 18. The kids still have to identify themselves 100%, without a doubt. That will have to happen. That is literally written in the bill. But for people 18 plus, probably be some other methods. Hopefully, I'm hoping. Again, could be. However, the EU, no, absolutely not. You will have to identify yourself with your ID. It will be attached. I don't have a timeline on the bill. I don't know when. I just know everyone's calling for it. And it's likely it'll start with the EU itself and then work its way down. There are a lot of European countries that are pushing for the 16-year-old and under, like a complete ban from social media. Not just the American version where it's kind of toned down. They can still access, but it's extremely limited unless the parents change it, and so on and so forth, which, it's very typical of EU. I think that would actually place EU as more strict than China, I think. It'd be up there. It would be extremely close. This just happened to a couple hours ago. Fire broke out at the Gothic Basilica of St. Michael in Bordeaux's historic St. Michael Quarter. And allegedly, the fire started in makeshift tents used by homeless migrants on the church grounds. yet another cathedral. I got a lot of crap for calling out the churches getting burned across Europe. But there's another one. There's another church getting burned to the ground. I'm sure I'm just crazy, and it's not a total connection. I'm sure there isn't a connection. But there another one bites the dust, sadly. Mitch McConnell has been hospitalized and possibly brain dead for over 3 weeks. Yeah, I mean, his Chinese wife flying back to China during that time period is insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, I do have some more news here from the UK. Hold up. Hopefully you guys had a good 4th of July if you're American. Oh yeah, this is a follow-up on the grooming gangs. I don't really know if I want to watch this today. But alright, I'll play it. I gotta play it.
Those would escalate around Eid because they would be celebrating. Police officers were also involved, so they would have what was called cop nights, where a gang of police officers would take it in turns to the children and then hand them back to the men that was trafficking them across the country.
Jesus.
So
This guy's speechless. The guy interviewing her is speechless. How do you follow that up with a question? What do you say after that?
the police weren't just covering this up for.
No, they weren't just covering it up. The police are in on it too. I mean, did you not read the reports? Did you not even listen to the news before the report came out? Everybody on this planet, except apparently some of the UK population, knew this shit was going on.
Relatives or family, they were active participants in many cases.
Yeah, we saw police officers and politicians making no prosecution deals with perpetrators such as Arshad Hussain. But yeah, professionals that were paid to protect have been directly involved in this. And what it shows is that this is an organised network throughout the country. So they do have...
It's an organised network. It's organised in culture. That's what the network is. That's where
family members and friends.
Culturally connected. They will. It just is what it is. Again, I'm gonna keep saying it. It's culture. It's culture. It's culture. It's culture. It's culture. It's culture. Every single time. They're culturally connected. They want each other to win. And so they help each other out no matter what. This is Canadian Liberal MP Yvonne.
Private members bill, I think we
Jesus, why is it so loud?
did Ukrainian, since you are of Ukrainian descent yourself, Albanian, and now Somali. However, with the Somali Heritage Month Private members bill, you seem to be getting a large online reaction. Why do you think that is?
I don't know why this interview is done like this below that background. I'm just going to read it. The interviewer asked him why there's such negative attention associated with a Somalian Heritage Month bill that was introduced. And this guy just says, "Oh, I have to look into it."
You know, I have to look into it more before I can really determine what the cause of that reaction is. But at the end of the day, we live in a diverse country. We have
That's good. Keep that shit away from me. That's all. It's literally all I fucking care about. Keep that shit in your country. I don't want to hear. The end is basically it. I don't want to hear. That's all. He's a liar. He just wants the liberals vote for him. I'm tired of talking about it. I fucking can't stand it anymore. Every liberal country suffers the same exact problems, and they don't understand why. New data report just came out. 30% of the increase in housing prices under the last administration, just in general, is because of a large increase in population because of the open borders. You can't just let 15 million people in 4 years and not expect supply to not be able to meet demand. Who would have thought? Anyone with a brain, I think, but maybe these people just don't have brains. I don't know. What's funny to me is I know so many liberals in Canada. Like, I'm friends with them. And even they, like, are starting to complain about the Indian population. Listen, it's not me, guys. Don't blame me. It's them. And even they're just like, yeah, this might be a problem. There's fucking Indians everywhere. I'm like, liberals drive me crazy, brother. Drive me crazy. It's like, okay, well, how do you think they got there? They weren't airdropped. And even they're kind of coming around to it being a problem. Well, they. So ridiculous. Oh, it looks like another player down in the game, an American player. But yeah, I mean, I expect nothing from liberal countries. I really don't. We have some news in robotics. This is a housing, like a little housemaid robot. And we've kind of seen this design before with a Chinese model, except this is pretty small. This is by Weave Robotics. And yeah, you can take a peek. This is their model called Isaac. I'd play the music, but every single time I play music, I get copyrighted. It works similar to like a Roomba, where it's got the charging port, and it's doing some little house stuff. This one is pretty cheap, surprisingly cheap. I think this one is like $20,000. Guess that's not that cheap, but in the land of robotics, that's pretty cheap. It's out here folding laundry, moving laundry from point A to point B, folding it up. We've already had this discussion in my house. No robots. Well, at least none of these types of robots. Better get used to seeing this, guys. These are going to be everywhere. If they're not already, they're going to get pumped out. It's the future. Anthropic. Oh, this was a crazy story. Anthropic has embedded hidden spyware-like code in Claude that covertly targets Chinese users. It then sends information regarding every user by injecting it into their prompt message. Cloud code is sending it info like time zone, proxy, and possible AI lab connections into the system prompt in ways Chinese users can't notice. A coding agent with repo and command precision should not silently hide routing metadata inside prompts. This is a serious breach of user trust. For sure, no doubt. But I should tell you kind of how this technology, A, can be used to spy on its users, and 2, about who we will care most about right now, the US. And obviously it's China. You don't need to be a super genius to figure that shit out. But, hey, they're doing it right back to us. Everyone's spying on each other. Unfortunate. This is a robot Chinese company, UB Tech. And this is their lifelike model, which I don't think is very good. But this is another one for 17. I guess the minimum is 17, but you can get a much more better model at about 140 grand, much more lifelike. Guys, what in the world? Why? Please. Robots are everywhere. Muslims cry about Western colonialism and genocide, then scream that Islam will dominate the world and gloat about white genocide the next sentence. I'm done. Okay, Nick. That's nice. Oh, God. This is extra Emily getting banned.
Not healthy too.
There's music in the background. I can't play it, but she just like makes a random left turn. Big ol' little controversy on Twitch again, because Twitch is just demented. She got banned for like a day, and then immediately was allowed to stream again. People are saying it's because the CEO has a massive crush on her, which is probably true. All right, now for you gamers, for us gamers, I've been spamming Deadlock. We have the Stop Killing Games bill, which has failed in California Senate committee after ESA opposition. The movement says it reached the vote with $0 in U.S. funding and was just 3 votes short of advancing. Yeah. This will never pass, by the way. Never pass. The Just Stop Killing Games bill will never pass. Absolutely not. They're actually doing the opposite. And their goal right now is to kill off private servers, which I think I talked about maybe a couple episodes ago. But they're doing it under the guise of violating IP laws. And what I mean by private servers, the easiest is Minecraft. I'm sure most of you have played, on a private Minecraft server where somebody sets it up on their own computer, or they pay for one of those websites. Minecraft or Mojang or Microsoft and all of those big companies are saying stuff like that should be illegal. And so they're actually pushing to be able to sue those third-party company websites, companies, whatever, who's setting them up. Supreme Court declines to block Texas App Store age verification law for users under 18. Store age verification law for users under 18. Yeah. Okay. It's coming. It's going to happen. And so their argument is that most of the people who are using these third-party websites are also using pirated copies of the game, which I don't think is true for the most part. Like, I assume the majority isn't actually. Torrenting games and pirating games is too much effort. It's too much effort. Most people are paying for the games, and then the game dies, and they still want to play it, so someone sets up a private server. But these companies don't like that. They say it's because of the piracy. It's a lie. They don't like it because, A, they want you to play their newest and latest game that's probably dog shit, and you don't want to play it, so you play the old game, Neverwinter Nights. There's a lot. This is usually for those MMOs that people, the little one-off MMOs that people spam, and they love to play it. And again, the servers get shut down, so someone sets up a private one. Or RP servers, those are super popular, but they don't like that because that means you're not playing or buying their latest $800 or $100 slop game. And so they're pushing for these servers to get banned. And it's not a coincidence that Mojang just opened their own service for hosting servers and is also pursuing this all of a sudden because they want you to buy their service. It's a pretty big bill. There's a couple of big internet bills that are probably going to make their way up the court line. I don't know where that one's going to go. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea. I do think the internet bill that I talked about 2 episodes ago will probably pass. This one, I don't know. Honestly, I don't think it'll pass. I don't think it'll pass. But again, who knows? Discord also had a hiccup where any pictures with grid lines were getting banned for CSAM. And it had to do with a hash problem, I believe. And it got patched pretty quick. But people were pretty upset because it was an AI monitoring situation. AI was monitoring the pictures that were getting uploaded, would see the grid, like, okay, this is CSAM. They would ban the images, it would ban some people's accounts. People were getting pissed. It's just the anti-AI crowd, as per usual, who were quite angry about it, which I guess should be fair. Stuff like this will probably happen in the future, where some AI will mass ban people for something that they're not actually doing. It's very possible. We've seen it happen. The real question is, I don't know what I don't know what you do instead, because you can't have individuals, constantly monitoring every image uploaded to Discord. That would be insane. How many people you'd have to hire doesn't make any sense. I see people advocating for that. How? Like, Discord for the most part is a free service. They sell your data, but you want them to also regulate the images with humans? How? So cost expensive. It sucks because I'm starting to sound like a shill for data centers and these big tech companies, but I don't know. I like to play the medium. Like, yeah, is it wrong that AI went through and banned a bunch of people's accounts because it made a mistake? Yes. Can you alternatively hire a bunch of people? No. No child. This is Antonio Guterres, who is what do they call him? Is it the president of the UN? I can't remember. He's the leader of the UN. He says, no child should be a guinea pig for unregulated AI. That's why I'm calling for an AI child safety pledge built on 3 rules: safety testing and oversight, zero tolerance for abuse and crisis support systems. When a child is harmed, the answer must never be the algorithm did it. Yeah. Yep, everyone's pushing for it. Everybody's pushing for it. Thomas Massie is set to introduce a new amendment to stop the U.S. military from merging with the Israeli military under Section 219 of the NDAA, which we did cover. Basically, the only thing stopping this now, well, is Thomas Massie constantly introducing these bills, but also is just Trump signing it. It goes to his desk soon, and then he'll sign it. I did a full episode on that. It's not exactly what it says it is, or what people are saying it is. However, it is still a crazy bill. Basically, the U.S. would be forced to either share intelligence that is, I mean, it's like listed as like counterterrorism and like a couple other. If it concerns the Middle East, it has to go to Israel, or the U.S. has to write a strongly worded report. And there's like a time and dead, like it's insane. The bill is insane. If you haven't seen that video and you want to go see it, I recommend watching that video because that bill is wild. I don't know if it's even, it might even be considered worse than what people are saying it is. But I don't think it's gonna get stopped. I'm not gonna lie. It looks like it'll pass. We also have bad news for Cuba. Cuba's national electric grid has collapsed. Total blackout. I'm not seeing any videos or images on it. This is the only news I've gotten. Can confirm that it is true. Every major news reporter is saying it. But I'm getting no word from the Cuban side, so I don't know. I have no idea. No idea what's going on there. Belgium has scored again versus America. We're cooked. Americans, my fellow Americans, we are cooked. I don't think we're winning, boys. We done got our quote best player in, and we're losing anyway. They just scored a fourth goal. It is not looking good. I think we're taking the L, boys. All that work for nothing. Not looking good. 11 Buddhist statues have been stolen from the 687-year-old Rinzai Zen Temple in Yamagato City, Gifu Prefecture. Head priest came out saying he doesn't hate anyone, just wants the statues back. Of course, you know why he said this. The thieves are foreigners. Yeah, no shit. Also exposed a lot of the temples in Japan getting assaulted, set on fire, fucking vandalized. Same people. Same people that are burning the churches in EU. Ridiculous. This is James Fishback, who we are covering full videos.
You are not allowed to run a mass surveillance state, whether it's run by the CIA, Peter Thiel and his butt buddies, or the flock cameras. I will ban flock cameras as Florida governor.
He's gaining a lot of steam. I'm gonna do a full episode on him, probably this week, maybe within the next 2 days here. But Florida is becoming a nice little hotbed for some polarizing topics, which is fun. I like that. That's good. We could end up being the forerunner. Florida's always kind of tried to take the lead a little bit on quite a few issues, including the next video, which will be about AI and data centers again. So I'm looking forward to that. Maybe I'll combine those two. I don't know. He's an interesting guy. I think some of the things he says is just to kind of, get some votes. I've had a couple audience members, Floridians, a couple Floridians go to some of his, press conferences, his conventions or whatever, ask him some questions, and they're not entirely convinced, which is fair. He is what did Emmanuel Macron say? Another goal for Kylian Mbappe against racism this time? All my support when the world. What? What is this guy on about? The fuck? This video went viral in the UK. I accidentally showed it a couple weeks ago, I think. Maybe last week. In which the white guy was getting attacked by a bunch of brown people or black people, whatever. And the police officer went and arrested him while the assailants just got away, just ran away. Fucking hilarious. God bless the UK, man. You're so cooked. You're so cooked. So, Yeah, much better episode. Much lighter episode compared to last week, guys. Holy shit, I had to make that episode 18 plus on both platforms just because I didn't want anyone, stumbling upon that by accident. That video was extremely rough. We are deeply alarmed by the reports that there is an imminent threat to Dr. Hussam Abu Safia's life as a result of torture and other ill treatment he's been suffered while in Israeli custody. Well, I mean, that's nothing new. I think that's about it for the news today. I'm just kind of hanging around till the end of the game, but it's not looking good. 4-1 is rough. It's not good. I don't think we're winning. Pretty sure we just lose. We done cheated and we lost anyway. Not good. Look at this guy. What? That's not real. Stop it. Alright, I think that's going to be it. I don't think I'm making it to the end of the game. I don't think it's going to matter. Pretty sure we're just cooked. Pretty sure we're just done. The next video will be about AI data centers and AI and the future of energy, which I'm looking forward to. It was gonna be tonight's episode, but I saw that the game was going on, and that happened, and I had to pivot. There's just no way I could not covering it. The U.S. cheating is such a big scandal. How could I not cover us cheating at FIFA? Confirm age. So this is kind of what it looks like. This is already happening in the UK, but it's been beta tested in the UK. You can see here it says confirming age instantly. You comply with local regulations. You must confirm you are 18 or older before viewing some content. Photos are not saved. So you confirm with a selfie, and it uses AI to detect your age. It says photos are not saved, but we've seen these software companies lie more than once, and then people's IDs got leaked. Lo and behold, big shocker. You can also just straight up use your ID and selfie to compare, but again, we've seen a lot of those get leaked. So we'll see how that plays up. I expect that bill to get signed pretty soon. Yeah. All right, I think that's it for today, boys. We lost. We lost. Just heads up. You need to know we lost. Belgium won. Belgium just won. Oh God. Oh well. What are you gonna do? We cheated and we lost anyway. Oh. All right. Well, I'll close out the episode on that note. Thanks again for listening, guys. Again, I hope you had a fantastic weekend. I hope you had a good 4th. Celebrate at least by getting away from the news and spending it with your family and friends, or just taking it easy. I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, it will be about data centers and AI. It's always nice. I love the support. You guys are fantastic. Hope you have a wonderful evening, night, morning, afternoon. And again, I will see you tomorrow.